So we've all heard by now that that Felon 47 tried to fire did fire the librarian, the head librarian in the Library of Congress, which doesn't fall under the executive branch, although he wants something out of there. So let's see. So then he ordered the people he tapped to take over and work under that. They showed up the next day to go to work, and they wouldn't let him in. So don't tell me anything about librarians not fighting back here. Librarians, okay? Librarians. They said, nope, you can't come in. And then they called the police. They called Capitol Police. And there was kind of a little standoff. Good for you, librarians. I mean, this is a thing. This guy, that everything they're doing now is just so overtly corrupt. Overtly corrupt. The polls are not in their favor. Their policies are not popular. They're not. They're losing in the polls. They're unpopular. And then they're coming out with all these terrible, startling news clips. Every day there's something new. A Trump administration halts research to help babies with heart defects. Who voted for that? There's no constituency for this. Nobody wants this. I can guarantee it. Nobody wants that. Federal purge guts infant death prevention campaign alarming doctors. You like that headline? Yeah. I don't think anybody voted for that. No, nobody would vote for that, right? I didn't think so. And there's more. There's the hidden ways Trump DOGE are shutting down parts of the U.S. government, where staffers could not buy the medicine needed for their horses, people that ride horses. The Social Security Administration. Some employees are running out of pens, paper, and printer toner because, they don't need that kind of stuff, right? I mean, I guess, these things, nobody voted for this shit. And the more headlines come out, the better we are able to communicate. Taking naloxone? Really? Taking naloxone. You want to bitch so much about fentanyl killing people, and then you take away the one drug that can save them? Really? You know what a fucking miracle naloxone is? I have some in my cupboard right now. I never don't imagine I'll ever have to use it, but it's nice to have around. And I know people are saved with that drug every day. But he doesn't care about the junkies. See, the junkies, the undesirables, the elderly, the junkies, the disabled. They don't need us, okay? We can't work for them. They cut Meals on Wheels. This is what I'm saying. That's what I mean. They don't care about the seniors. They're a waste to this government. This government that's importing white people to oversee farms. Who's going to work on those farms? We are. They want us to. And if we're not well enough to work, we don't get anything. Do you understand that? This you can see this through this budget proposal. It's in the cuts. It's in the cuts where their priorities are. It's so eugenicsy, right? Anybody that doesn't serve in the military or can't work, we don't need them. Just get rid of them. Bad genes, bad genetics right here. Or just outserve their purpose. Cutting food for disabled people, for disabled veterans, because they've served their purpose too. Right, Trump? I'm sure you'd say that. He absolutely said all of the things that we knew he said about veterans. That they were suckers and losers, looking at the graves saying, what do they get out of it anyway? A man who cannot conceptualize what service is, cannot conceptualize what doing something for a higher purpose means. And this is the guy. We have more to worry about with the kind of people that would vote this animal into office than we have to worry about the government taking over everything. They're ruining all of our institutions right now. I don't know what there's going to be to go back to. Congress is speaking out. We do have articles of impeachment that were brought to the floor by Congressman Talendar. He was a guest on Jessica Denson's Lights On the other night, where he announced that he was going to be doing this for high crimes and misdemeanors, and they are doozies. So stay tuned, folks. This war has just begun. This is an all-out class war. This is an all-out war against poor people. It just is. And and the serfs, they still had pitchforks, didn't they?